Alright, what is up? What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Happy Sunday afternoon. Got my Chiefs gear on, of course. Gonna whoop those Patriots tonight, but happy Sunday. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Go ahead and silence the phone real quick. Got a new phone case. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Obviously it was probably pretty hard too with the volatility. Hopefully you guys somehow managed to stay green, or at least stay in cash, something of those realms. But hopefully you guys did have a good week, good weekend. Of course, I already saw part of my schedule for next week, and I got a long Monday tomorrow. Looks like I probably won't get home till 6 or 7 o'clock, maybe even later. Again tomorrow, pending rain, of course. If it rains, I can reschedule customers, but we'll see. But as of now, long day, 16 stops tomorrow, 2 5 to 7 stops. So we'll see, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes tomorrow. But anyways, as you can tell, we're going to be finally doing some stock breakdowns. With all the volatility and the tech sell-off and everything, it made me kind of wonder. I was like, is it time to possibly look at buying some tech stocks? And I didn't even know the Square dropped all the way down to like $63, $64, and it went up over 7% overall on Friday. So you guys know I've always been a big fan of Square. I love the company, and this is definitely, at least from my point of view, just looking overall, just the support level that it bounced at around, again, that $64 mark. I think it's definitely a good time to buy Square. Price target of over $100 plus easily for this stock. There's going to be some pretty strong resistance right around 90. However, once it could break 90, I mean, you're off to the races up to 100, maybe even more. And even if you only held it till around $90, let's say you bought it tomorrow, it's probably going to open close to $1 higher, in all honesty. Let's say you wrote it up to around the resistance. Say you sold it right around 90.50. That's still 21% profit. I know a lot of you guys are into kind of the swing trades, day trades. I mean, even if you day traded Square, you would have made some really good money on Friday. But overall, the long-term outlook looks good for Square, of course. Stupid oversold on our 1-year, 1-day chart. Even on our 20-day, 1 hour, which you guys know I like to look at a lot. It's still pretty oversold. I mean, our RSI is right in the middle, which isn't bad by any means. I mean, I still think it's a really good time to buy. It might pull back a little at some point tomorrow, so if you're looking for a possible better entry, you might get it below 73, maybe even 72, but obviously everything has a red day at some point, so if you want to kind of sit on the sidelines and wait for another red day, by all means, up to you. But if you're looking for more of a swing trade, I think now is definitely the time to buy this stock. I love the company overall. If you don't know anything about the company, I definitely suggest you looking them up, especially if you're any kind of like business owner. I'm sure anybody that owns like a business where you have to do transactions has heard of Square, but if not, definitely consider looking into them. It's an awesome company. I use them myself for like my lawn mowing and all that stuff. And they always seem to do pretty well on earnings too. So Square is the first one. Let me make sure really quickly that we are doing alright on the stream. We are up. Like I always say, please let me know if there's any issues whatsoever throughout the stream. But we'll go ahead and just look over a few other tech stocks, or any stocks. The whole point of this too is if you guys have any stocks you want me to take a look at, by all means shoot them out there in the chat. How's it going there, Clint? Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are at this moment. Good afternoon, to say the least. Evening now for me, almost 5 o'clock. But we'll go ahead and just keep on looking at a few tech stocks. Apple's kind of hung in there, in all honesty. For as much as everything's been selling off, Apple has held pretty strong. I mean, it dropped down to what, around 210, 212. So it's only about 20 bucks off of the all-time high. What was it? Right around there. So it dropped roughly, what, 8%? So I mean, that's really not bad. That's about as far as the market overall had a correction this last week. So Apple hung in there pretty strong. It did break a support just barely, but it broke its 216 support. However, it did bounce pretty soon after. Held that support right around 212, 213 really well. So I still think Apple, of course, is always a decent buy, just simply because you have a really good, nice little dividend there. And earnings, I believe, is not until, November, very beginning of November. So you got a couple weeks on that. Our 180-day chart looks decent. Obviously, the 1 year 1 day is what I like to look at a lot too. 1 year 1 day, it's not really showing oversold, but it's definitely not showing overbought by any means either. So, still definitely a good stock to buy in my opinion, especially for that dividend, of course. And let's see, what's another tech stock that we could look at? Let's see, we got Roku. I want to take a look at Roku actually. So Roku is still around. See, that was also up almost 8% on Friday. So let's take a look at how it did this last week. So it dropped all the way down to 54.50 in pre-market hours on, it looks like Thursday or Wednesday. Let's take a look overall at our 1 year 1 day. So it's pulled back quite a bit as well. Pretty close to oversold on RSI. Starting to get near oversold. A little bit oversold on our MACD on the 1 year 1 day. Bounced really well to support around $54, $55. Obviously, it's $6 off that now. So I think it's a good time to buy. Price target overall, at least from my point of view, would be 80 bucks. So say you got in right around, let's just say you got around 60. You wrote it up to $80. That is over 30%, 30 to 35% gains. So awesome stuff right there. Microsoft. Almost forgot about Microsoft. I actually never have played Microsoft before. Looks a lot like Roku's chart from the RSI MACD, and the chart overall looks a little bit like Roku's, at least the recent chart. But 1 year 1 day looks pretty decent. MACD starting to show the selling is starting to kind of vanish a little bit. RSI is by no means overbought whatsoever. It's not oversold either. Let's look at the 20 day. I think Microsoft held in there pretty good too, if I remember right. Yeah, it only came $12 off the high, so about what, close to a 10% drop. So still not horribly bad, just a good little correction. I think this is a good one to buy. I would probably wait for, I think you're going to see it pull back to around, maybe not actually. It might be a good time to buy overall, because even if you waited and got it around what I think it's going to come down to, which is just 109 flat, price target overall for me will be around the recent all-time high. I think that's all-time high, around 116. So you're looking at 7. If you wanted to hold longer term to like 120, you're looking at about a 10% gain. It's decent. Let's take a look. Go back to our 1 year 1 day. 1 year 1 day. Come on. So yeah, you're gonna see some solid resistance around 115 to 116. You got the dividend coming up when it's like the earnings is gonna be good. I think tech, in all honesty, I think tech for the most part, I think earnings is gonna be on fire the next probably 2 to 3 quarters. That's just my personal thought. So this thing might burst through and go up to near 120 as a price target. 120 is probably a realistic price target. So if you did get it around say 109 and you sold it around 120, yeah, you're looking at around 10% profit. So I mean, decent profit for a short-term swing trade or maybe a month-out trade as well. Let's see, I thought I had a lot of intraday plays. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a day trade, I think there's better day trades out there. Like I said, SQ, I mean, overall, Roku as well. I mean, 7% on Friday alone. I look for that to continue. When you're looking for, like, a good day trade, I want to see something that had a major pullback, correction, sell-off. I mean, this is definitely a sell-off. I mean, it sold off 30+% in days. You know it's going to have an awesome rebound. It'll get rejected probably once around 84, maybe. Who knows? It'll probably get rejected around 84. I think it's probably going to reach that this week easily. Maybe within 1 or 2 days. So, like, SQ is a very good day trade opportunity. Like I went over a little bit ago. Roku, if I can type, Roku is also a pretty good day trade opportunity as well. It was up almost 8%. What else sold off this week? Very heavy. Hate when that happens. Come on. There we go. If I remember right, AMD did too, right? Not really. AMD, I'm iffy on AMD. I still think it's overbought personally. 1 year 1 day is looking nicer though, so we'll see. It was up 4% on Friday, so that might be a potential good day trade for you as well. But yeah, I mean, I like to look for stuff that's pulled back or sold off a lot recently. Spotify, another one, it's pulled back quite a bit. However, it was also up decently the last day or so. So I think everything's probably going to have a red day probably by Tuesday or Wednesday of this next week. So I mean, if you're looking for a good buying point for just a day trade, I would look for the pullback day, because I would say probably, in all honesty, tomorrow is probably going to be a pretty decent green day, maybe even Tuesday, but you always know there's going to be at least one red day a week at the minimum usually. So at the minimum, right, we had a week straight of red, so I mean, there can always be multiple days, but I would wait. If you're looking for a day trade, just wait for the pullbacks. Don't try to chase or anything like that, but I'm just pointing out some that I like, just like what I like to look for. I mean, you can see it was all the way up around 185, came all the way down to 146. That would have been a great buy. Stupid oversold at that point. If you bought it right around, say you waited for some confirmation, got in at 148, you'd have made 8% in roughly a day and a half. What's some other ones? Not Teva, not Apple, Nike maybe, MU not so much. I'm surprised MU did not sell off more. DBX might be one you want to look at. Planet Fitness as well. There's a whole bunch in all honesty, but yeah, I just like to look like Microsoft. It just didn't sell off enough for me, for my liking, especially from where it's at now. I mean, it's already rebounded so much. It's already came back like $6 off of the recent low, so I just think it's a missed opportunity for now, at least. But like I said, long term, I still think Microsoft is just one of those companies. It's almost like Apple, essentially. It's gonna be around for a really long time. It's gonna keep making money for a really long time. How's it going, Josh? How's it going, YOLO Fire? Twitter and Snap. Take a look at Twitter. But yeah, as for Microsoft, I don't like it right now, at least for a day trade. But like I said, long term, good company. Twitter, $27.99. Let's see, this is 1 year 1 day. Let's see, so we're right around, pretty close to a support level right now. Damn, it was up 3%. Let's look at our 20-day chart. I think, in all honesty, Twitter's probably going to pull back a little bit. Test around 27, maybe not quite 27, 27, 25, 27.50 before possibly going higher. Reason I say that is I always like to look at my 20-day 1 hour chart, or on the phone 10-day 1 hour chart, and it's starting to show that buying might be starting to taper off for the time being. Might pull back slightly, might. It doesn't, just because it's showing that right now means absolutely nothing sometimes, especially with the volatility we've had. I mean, it's October, so I mean, unpredicted things definitely happen. Look at last week, right? But it's still a decent play. I just personally, after being up almost 4% on Friday and up pretty decent off of the $26 recent low, would wait for another pullback, at least an intraday type of pullback. So, but overall, you said Snap too, right? Snap 628. I've actually been kind of thinking about throwing, just for long term, some money, just like buy like maybe 20 shares or something of Snap, 25 shares, just let it sit, because Snap is just so low. I don't see how it could possibly get any lower, in all honesty, but I mean, it just continues to get lower and lower, so I'm kind of on edge about it. At the same time, I'm gonna watch this earnings report though. It's about a week or two from now. So yeah, if you got puts, I think you might, depending on your date, they might be worth a little bit here. But what I love the most is that we're so oversold on Snap, especially on our 1 year 1 day chart. How's it going, Charles? Yeah, man, it's been a while, hasn't it? I miss doing them live day trades and all that stuff, but here within the next, like I said, next year or two, I'll be doing that full time more than likely. I cannot wait. Like, you guys have no idea. That's why I don't mind. I mean, like, yeah, it sucks that my job, I'm going to be working till 6, 7, sometimes 8 o'clock at night at times, but the potential for making 70, 80,000 a year doing that makes it long / short term for the next year or two definitely worth it, because I'm definitely gonna have my debt paid off, finished completely entirely right around the end of the year. Then obviously we're gonna start throwing $1,000 to $2,000 a month towards trading. I mean, yeah, within the next, like I said, next year, 2 at the max, I'm going to be doing day trading on YouTube live every single day. Once again, with no cutting off at noon because I have to go to sleep, because I had an overnight job, anything like that. I cannot wait. It's hard to not get frustrated whenever I have to work that late some nights, but I know I always have to remind myself of the big picture that, hey, I'm going to be making 50 to 75,000 minimum per year. You gotta take the good with the bad for now, and just keep the eye on the big picture. That I will be doing day trading live on YouTube, all that good stuff, options, everything. Just gotta keep the eye on the big picture. But yeah, I mean, it's been good. Moved to Dallas recently, if you didn't know, and yeah, finally got what I think is a good, solid career / job that I'll at least be in for the next, like I said, at least year or two probably, and hopefully within the next, like I said, year or two. I mean, I'm not gonna rush it. I rushed it this past summer and I got bit in the ass because of it. Now we're having to rebuild from scratch essentially, but I think within the next 2 years for sure we'll be doing this full time, and I can't wait, because I mean, it's just awesome being able to like be in this chat with you guys, and we can all just throw ideas off one another live, like during the live market and all that good stuff. Signed up for Tasty Works. Oh, awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot. I definitely appreciate that. The one caveat when it comes to that referral link that I found out by reading the fine print, of course there's always something in the fine print, is that I guess apparently they won't give me like full credit or something unless at the accounts that I like refer get funded with like $2,000, which I mean, I don't care at the end of the day, but I mean, you guys know that I definitely think when it comes to trading, you should try to get your account as big as possible. I mean, obviously the main goal is to get to 25,000 plus so you can day trade, right? But I mean, you can start making good, solid, at least some sort of a second side income off of $2,000 to $5,000, because I mean, you can do even just 5% a week off of, say you're trading with a $5,000 account, you do 5% a week, that's 250 a week, times 4, it's 1,000 a month. Obviously Uncle Sam's going to want his share, you're only going to get about 75% of that, but that's still at $750 a month can change a lot of people's lives. But yeah, I just found it funny that their caveat was that the accounts that you refer have to fund their account with like $2,000 by a certain amount of days, like 31 or 48 days or something like that. But it's not a big deal. I mean, the main thing is I just want a easy link to be able to have in my description box so everybody can, like, the link, if I remember right, it should show you like the exact fees layout. Correct me if I'm wrong. For those of you that did use the link, it should show you, like, if you scroll down, the exact fees that they charge, like just laid out simple, where you know how much per trade for stocks, options, futures, options, contract, all that good stuff. But all of like that, it should lay it out there pretty simple and all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. Like I said, it was just funny. Like, I'm always 100% transparent with you guys about that, like, about anything. So, yeah, it was just funny how they put it in the fine print. It's because, and I understand why, because if you get 750 referrals, which is not a lot, if you get 750 referrals, they're going to give you a $75,000 Tesla. So, I mean, 750, I mean, just do the math. I mean, they're not going to lose money on that trade-off, right? So you take 750 people times $2,000 in the account, that's $1.5 million of trading money. So it kind of makes sense. Like, I get it because it's a business for them at the end of the day, but it's not a big deal for me. Like I said, I'm not in this like for the money necessarily, anything like that. It's all about just building a community of like-minded people. And like I said, I wanted an easy link for you guys to be able to like see how Tasty works and all that good stuff. But I definitely appreciate you guys using that link for sure. And hopefully you like Tasty Works. Let me know too how you like it too. And if you find any like little neat tricks, because their platform is filled with awesome stuff, especially for options traders. Bogdan Ray, how's it going? I think this is your first time, I think, in a stream. But how's it going? Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Some people on the other side of the world, good morning or good night, whatever. But back to Snap. Yeah, Snap is just so oversold right now. Like I said, I was thinking about just buying 10, 20, 30 shares and just holding them, like not even looking at them, because I have a Chase actually trading account as well that I only use for like my quote-unquote long-term investments. It's just like ETFs and stuff for the most part, SPSM and it's like just all that SPXL, all that good stuff. But I was thinking about throwing some Snap. I have some Sirius XM as well, in all honesty. So I'm kind of on edge. I'll probably end up waiting until this earnings, because earnings has just smacked them time and time again. But we'll see. Like I said, I probably will end up investing some into Snap for a long term. Like I said, I'm not suggesting it as like a swing trade, day trade, anything like that. It could be an awesome day trade, of course, especially when it's oversold like this. It was up 5.5%, let alone on Friday. I think it'll probably be up 5 or 10% again tomorrow if I was a betting man. But like I said, this might be a decent long-term play, because even if it gets back up, you're going to see some solid resistance around 12 bucks. But say you got in around, let's say I waited until $8 because I was stupid. Say I waited till around 8. Sold off around 12. I mean, you're looking at 50% profit. I mean, the profit potential is just crazy. That's why, like I said, even if you bought 10 shares, that's $70, $80. I mean, it's not a huge risk. And I mean, you can turn that $70, $80 into $160, $200 possibly. So it's whatever. It's just a little play that I'm thinking about doing within my Chase trading IRA account that I got. But yeah, and if you're wondering, I am holding, like I said, Sirius XM. It's kind of bit me in the butt a little bit with the sell-off, which is expected. But I'm looking for, I need to go ahead and buy some more, actually, because I forgot they got that little dividend that I can pick up as well coming up here in what, I guess I got a few weeks. Why did I buy Sirius XM? Product, business model, and current investors that are already invested in it. Obviously, Warren Buffett being the biggest investor so far in it. I guarantee you he's probably buying the hell out of it right now, buying some more, right around $6. I might actually submit a small order tomorrow. Yeah, I might buy. Forget Snap, I'll probably buy this. I'll probably buy a little bit more Sirius XM. I'll probably buy just like 10 shares or something, just a small position, because this account that I'm referring to, the Chase one, it's like an IRA trading account. I have 100 free trades for one, and for two, it's kind of like my emergency fund, so to speak. So I don't want to be stupid with that money, but at the same time, it's overall good company. That's why I like Sirius XM, and it's stupid undervalued. I see this long term. If you're wondering, I'm thinking this is going to be a $15, $20 stock long term. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, where was it at 3 years ago? I mean, it's done nothing but kept climbing up. So, I definitely like Sirius XM too, but you guys probably don't care as much because it doesn't really move a lot day to day. It did move a lot on Friday, however, as most of the market did. Let me check really quick on our stream, make sure we're still doing alright. Got 5 of you tuning in. Hopefully, stream's doing alright for you guys. Hopefully you guys are have had a good weekend, and last week managed to stay green. And like I always say, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing below. We definitely love to have you here, and we have that totally free Discord group chat. It's one of the first links in the description box. There's about 35 of us in there, something like that. Between 30 and 40 of us in there right now. So it's always awesome just to network with a bunch of like-minded people. Bounce ideas off one another. There's a bunch of like options trading, day trading, swing trading, debt-free journey type stuff. All that's good stuff. Thrifting as well. People that there's a lot of people in there that do thrifting and all that stuff. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, definitely start checking that out. Like I said, everything with me is like totally free. I will probably never like charge for anything unless if I like come out with some kind of book or something, which I'm still in the process of actually writing right now. But XOP, another one. XOP, also you can do Gush, of course. They pretty much go hand in hand with one another. But Gush always is a lot more volatile than XOP. You can see Gush was up almost 4%, where XOP was only up about 1.25%. I like doing XOP from time to time when it comes to options. Look for a possible short-term bounce on XOP. So if you're looking for options, I would throw some calls possibly on XOP depending on how oil opens up. I believe the market should have actually just opened up. So if we want to take a look at /CL, go ahead and look at the 1 day, 1 minute, and so far, kaboom. So yeah, it's probably going to bounce a little bit more tomorrow. So if you haven't filled up on gas, I would suggest doing so tonight, because gas will probably go up in your area tomorrow. But man, that's crazy. I just had a huge move here right out of the gate. Already up 1.5%. So I predict a green day tomorrow, just based off that alone. Let's take a look at /ES. So that's actually down about 0.25%, which doesn't really mean much. I don't really care about the futures in the evening, especially on a Sunday evening, quite as much as I do about 12 hours from now. But I predict a green day tomorrow, personally. That's just me. But last Sunday I said that, and obviously last week ended up being a pretty bloody week. So, but yeah, like I said, for XOP, if you're in some calls, awesome stuff. You're probably gonna make some good money tomorrow. If not, definitely consider probably getting in some, at least for a short-term bounce. You can see we're bouncing off that support, the $40 support. Probably gonna open tomorrow around 42 bucks. I would suggest though probably getting out around 43, because probably gonna see some resistance right around there. And I personally think 45 is the highest that this thing's going, because I don't see oil going back to $75, $80. I mean, we almost pushed $80 last week, if I recall. Or no, that was near the beginning of the year. I don't see us coming back to these levels. I'll look for oil to continue on down. You can see it's probably going to bounce pretty well at that $62 mark. Like we said, this isn't even oil. Wow. I was wondering, I was like, this chart's not making sense at all. There we go. That's more like it. I don't think we're going to hit $77 again. Wow, this all makes a lot more sense now. But, you can see we're bouncing right around 71. I wish oil was at 62. Bouncing right around 71, 72. Obviously, we're up $1.15 currently. I look for it to probably get rejected around 74.50. So it's got about $2 to go. I think long-term oil is going back down. We're getting near the end of travel season. To a certain degree, we do have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, but those tend to not really affect oil too much. Slightly, but not too much. But then after that, I look for oil to definitely continue on back to around like $65 to $60. But short term, at least, like I said, XOP probably a decent play if you're looking to get in some calls if you're not already in them already. Just consider getting out around like $43, and then probably placing some puts. Or this is a perfect time for an iron condor. I'd throw my iron condor at around, probably to be safe, $39.50 with a max of about 45. If you guys want, I can pull that up on Tastyworks real quick and we can take a look. Surely that's not right. 412. If so, that's awesome, but I don't think there's 412 people in here. That's got to be a glitch. But anywho, get Tastyworks pulled up here in a minute. Should be loading. Come on. So as it's launching right now, like I said, if you guys have any ticker symbols too that you guys want me to break down, definitely just shoot them out there in the chat, and I'd definitely be willing to take a look at them really quickly. But we're getting Tastyworks loaded up here really quickly. I guarantee you no one could ever guess my password, so I'm not worried about signing in. It's got way too many caps and numbers and everything in it. Come on. And let me know too if the stream, like I said, if we have any issues on the stream whatsoever, definitely just let me know. Okay. So we were talking about XOP. So I'm going to show you guys just what a Iron Condor would roughly cost on XOP. And I am OCD about how my screen is set up. So IV rank right now is pretty high actually for XOP. 5150 makes sense because oil's been really up and down the last week, as has been the whole market, right? So these are 19-day out Iron Condors that we're going to be looking at. So like I said, I'm looking at more of like a 45. I want to play it safe. $45, so I'll go ahead and squeeze this into 44.50, and then I'll probably go ahead and do a 39.50 with a 40. So you can see your max loss is $28, your max profit's $22. That's actually a really good profit to loss ratio. Potential for profit, so say we wanted to lower these down to say 37, probably say 38. Lower that on down to say 38.50. Say we go ahead and push it out a little bit to 45.50. Now let's go ahead and do 46 for the hell of it. 45.50. So you're looking at a max profit of $14 at that point versus a max loss of 36. Which we talked about this a little bit on Saturday, I believe, yesterday. I was talking about just chicken Iron Condors versus your standard Iron Condors, the pluses and minuses. These are your safer bets, of course, because you have a potential profit of almost 75%, so a 3 out of 4 chance of that making you some money. If you held to expiration, of course, you get to keep all that credit of $14, but your max loss, say this landed outside of around 38, say this landed at 37 or it landed at 47, you would lose $36 for each Iron Condor that you had. So you're risking 36 to get 14, which I personally don't like the idea of. I do like the idea of 71% profit potential, but I always like to bring mine in just a little bit. Why? Because obviously you get to collect a little bit more premium. What I'd be looking at ideal is still, like I said, about 45 to 39. Again, that max profit goes a lot higher. Your max loss comes down as well. Your potential for profit, if you held till expiration, goes down 20%, but your max loss comes down, which is what I like the most, and then the max profit goes up even more, which I like the most too. So to each their own on that. But yeah, this is definitely a good Iron Condor setup. I might actually place Iron Condor on XOP tomorrow or Tuesday, depending on how it looks overnight and how it looks early market hours. Let's see if it's still glitched. It still shows we got 180 watching apparently. I still think that's a massive glitch, but if there's 180 of you, definitely shoot something out there. Like I said, I think that's a huge glitch, but we'll see. But yeah, XOP is looking awesome for a short-term play because, I mean, just look at that profit. $22 versus, let's go ahead and say we're gonna review and send. So after your commissions and everything, you're looking at $17.46 credit versus a $32.50 reduced buying power. So you're risking, I mean not risking, first we're going to do our total profit, which would be $17.46 if you held to expiration, of course, which rarely happens, but let's say in this case you did. Divided by your quote-unquote investment, which is your collateral of $32.54. That's a over 53.5% return on investment. Exit at 50% profit or hold to expiration. It just depends. I mean, each situation throws you different curveballs, right? Like, say your so expiration halfway would be what, around 9 or 10 days. So say 10 days from now XOP is pushing, let's say 40, 50 or 41, then yeah, I'd probably go ahead and just get out, just keep what you can keep and move on, because you're getting so close to your quote-unquote break even that I just would not want to risk it. Or let's say that you're 10 days, say you're 9-10 days out from expiration and you're around like 44, 44.50, then yeah, you definitely want to go ahead and get out. It just depends. Obviously, each situation brings different results, of course, but obviously, like I said, you could always push these out further and have a lot better chance on being able to hold till expiration and collect all that premium. But at the same time, the premium is going to be a lot less. So let's say in this case, $14. Let's say, so now you're collecting a $9.46. Let's just say $9.50 to make, or let's not. Let's have exact numbers. $9.46 divided by a 40.54. So now at that point you're looking at 23.33% profit, which is still not a bad profit for 19 days. I mean, you're looking, divide that by 19 days, you're looking at about what, 1.25% to 2% max per day of a return. So that's not too bad. I mean, a lot of people don't think, oh, percent, that's not too much. You guys underestimate the power of compounding interest. If you can do 1 to 2% on your account every single day, I mean, you would be destroying the market. Like, you'd be destroying what most people do in the market. So, I mean, don't just squawk at 1 to 2% and think it's nothing. I mean, 1 to 2% profit, I mean, so your potential profit is almost 3/4. And like we said, you're looking at almost 2% profit a day. You're gaining. Nice name. Can I look at Bitcoin? If you can direct me to a good, I guess investing.com probably has Bitcoin, huh? Let's go ahead. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge like Bitcoin person, but we can go ahead and look. I think investing.com has Bitcoin, if I recall. I'll go ahead and get you guys pulled back up here. Crypto. So we're going to look at Bitcoin. Oh, you probably want Bitcoin futures, huh? No, I'm not going to look at futures. So like I said, I'm not going to lie, I'm not like a big guy. I've played the cryptos on Robinhood, like sometimes in the overnight hours, just to scalp a few dollars here and there. But I've never been like I'm not a huge, I like Bitcoin, I love the whole blockchain type stuff. I think I'm the one that goes on the record and look at those futures, wow. Like I said, I like the idea of blockchain, all that. I go on the record to say that I think that Bitcoin and all that will replace like the US dollar, the euro, all that stuff long term, probably like 20 years out or so, 20, 50, who knows how many years out from now. But I'm not like some like crazy fan or anything like that of Bitcoin. At the same time, I'm not an investor of it, anything like that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. I've heard it's gotten just smashed in this last like week, month. I mean, this whole year it's gotten smashed. But let's see. What are we at? 5 minute, 1 minute. Let's go 6 months. 1 day. Let's just do 1 year, make this simple. So obviously it peaked back in what, like January or December or something like that. And it's still, I don't see where people are saying that it really has gotten smacked. I mean, it's still around 6,300, which last I checked, it's been hanging around like 6,300 to 6,800 if I recall. I think it might have found a bottom actually just by looking at this chart from investing.com. Obviously the 5-year isn't worth really looking at, but by looking at this 1 year chart, I think it's kind of bottoming. In all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if we might try to come back up to say 7,000 or 7,500 in the next few weeks, maybe month or so. Let me take a look at our 3-month chart again, 1 day. So yeah, I think the bottom is right around 6,300, quote unquote support level. Is right around 6,300, 62 at the lowest probably. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this back up near 7,000 in the near future, in all honesty. But that's just me, of course. Let me know what you think about it. Are you actively in Bitcoin? And this is Bitcoin US dollar, of course, that we were just looking at. I kind of like investing.com in all honesty. I have their app downloaded, and that's where I do all like my futures and all that type of stuff. But yeah, right now, Bitcoin, I think it's kind of found its bottom right around 62 to 6,300. Right now it's at 63, 67 apparently, or that's where it closed on Friday. I don't know. Technical chart, let's see if that'll show us more. And like I said, anybody, if you have any ticker symbols or anything like that whatsoever, definitely feel free to shoot them out there in the chat, and I'll definitely be willing to take a look at them. Okay, so this might give us a better idea. So we got how does taxing work for trading? Pretty much the rule of thumb that I've heard for what a lot of traders do is they hold about 35% of their actual gains out for taxes. You can obviously write off your losses, all that good stuff, but just a good rule of thumb is just set aside 35%. Obviously, I'm no accountant or anything like that, even though I did like go to school for weeks to become one. Yeah, rule of thumb is at least 35%. Just keep that set aside of your profits, and then obviously go to an accountant once a quarter, and you really only have to worry about that once you're trading worth like thousands. That's when the IRS is really gonna look at you. But when you're trading with a few $100s, you're really not gonna be on the radar hardly at all, because you're really just kind of doing this number. What you're gaining tends to get lost when you're trading with a few $100s. But if you're once you start trading with like a few thousand, definitely go see a tax professional. Like, I haven't seen a tax professional yet about my trading, but I will at the end of the year, just to kind of get a good idea from an accountant down here in Dallas on what I should set aside each month, each year, all that good stuff, each quarter, because I will be filing every quarter. But yeah, good question though, Josh. So this is not okay. 1 month. Yeah, like I said, as long as you're, like I said, I'm not a tax professional, so I would still at least, like, when you go to see an accountant again, I would like ask them about that. Yeah, they tax on your capital gains, but you also get taxed for income tax if you don't hold. I know it's different for each type of trade, like with stocks versus options and everything like that, but I know like when you're actually trading stocks, they also will charge you like for income tax as well for like any stocks you didn't hold for, I think it's a year, actually 6 months to a year or something like that. If you're losing, you don't got to pay money. And a lot of times what you lose, like when it comes to write-offs, will almost kind of cancel out the quote-unquote capital gains tax. It's just like whenever, if you have a business and you drive your car, truck, whatever, for a living you use your truck for your business. I know a lot of Uber drivers and whatnot, by the time they write off all their mileage, it pretty much cancels out all the money they made from Uber. From a tax standpoint, they don't pay any money in taxes at all on that Uber money. So again, you just have to like ask a tax professional at the end of the day, and they'll give you a straightforward, like 100% good answer, as long as they're a good accountant, of course. But so yeah, I was pretty spot on. I'm pretty damn spot on actually. I said between 62 to 6,300 is where I think the bottom is for Bitcoin. I think, when did this happen? 10/10. So this was when the big sell-off really started happening for the markets overall. So yeah, I think now is actually a pretty decent time to buy Bitcoin if you're looking to hold it for a swing trade, because I think it's definitely going to approach 67 to 68, maybe even 7,000 within the next few weeks, month or so. Which I don't know what the exact return on that would be, but I got a feeling that's a pretty damn good return. If you bought it right now at 63, let's just say 63.50, and you held it till say 68, that is roughly a $450 return on 63.50. That gives you 7% return. That's not a bad return by any means, but and that's if you like bought a full thing, whatever. But yeah, good stuff. So it finally corrected itself. I knew that was a big glitch. I was like, there's no way that there's like 400 people watching with the little activity. That'd be awesome. That's the goal someday, right? To have as many people in here so we have an awesome conversation going. But good stuff that we got 7 of you tuning in, 6 of you, 6, 7, however many of you tuning in. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing below. I try to go live usually every couple days at the max. Just depends on work at the end of the day. Like I said, tomorrow probably won't be live because it looks like I have a pretty long day as of now. That can always change. If I try to go live usually every couple days, I definitely go live every Sunday, Friday too, and if I don't make the Friday, then I make it up and do it Saturday. I do kind of like just a weekly update. Then Sunday we have the Sunday Stock Watch, of course, and then usually throughout the week I try to post I try to go live once or twice just for like just overall market talk with you guys, which is always fun. But yeah, like we were talking about, this XOP, which I did not discuss yesterday, is an awesome play right now when it comes to iron condors. So if you're looking to possibly have a little bit low risk, this is ideal for a low risk iron condor, if you ask me. You got $5 to the upside. You got roughly $5 to the upside, roughly $3. You might want to just play with it depending on if you're more bullish or more bearish on oil overall. But you got about $3-4 to the downside, $5 or so to the upside. Like I said, you can swing it a little bit. Say you think it's not going higher than 45, you could do a 45 and then a 44, and then say you might think it come down a little more. We'll go ahead and do a 37 and a 37.50 or something like that. You can just play around with it at the end of the day and see what works for you. See that one, $12 profit. This one actually gives you a better percent chance of profit. The profit did go down slightly on that one though, didn't it? $12. Oh no, that did go up because it was like 9 something. Let's take a look. Okay, no, it did go down. So again, you just got to kind of play with it. If you're looking to do like a you can do a shorter term iron condor as well. So you don't want to do 19 days. Of course, you can come over and do like apparently October 19th is the only one you can do. So whatever. Which yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah. So 19 days is November 2nd, which is what we're looking at. You could do a 5-day, 12-day, whatever day that you want. Obviously, the lower you go, the higher risk it is and whatnot. But you just got to play around with it at the end of the day and see which will work out for you. But if you're looking to hopping into your first iron condor, this is probably one of the most ideal ones. Like I said, right now you got about $5 to the downside, $4 to the downside, about $4 to the upside. And you can always obviously get out and cover the profit whenever need be. But if we don't have any more questions or anything, wow, we've already been on for almost an hour. If we don't have any more questions or ticker symbols or anything like that, I guess I'll go ahead and just start wrapping this up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. It was an awesome conversation with all of you today. Had quite a few of you actually hop in throughout the stream. Had some of you that I hadn't talked to in a while. Hopefully everybody's doing all right, and had some new people that I hadn't had in here before. So hopefully, if it's your first time here, you'll definitely, like I said, consider subscribing. Not only subscribing, but joining our Discord group chat. Everything is totally free. It's super easy to get into. It's one of the first links in the description box. Like I said, there's like 30 to 40 of us in there now. It's just an awesome small little group right now that we all just get in there and just throw ideas off one another and help each other out when it comes to like trading on Robinhood, the issues with that, our thoughts on Tastyworks and all that good stuff at the end of the day. So, no, thanks for watching, YOLO Fire. But, nice name, by the way. But, yeah, thanks again for all the support you guys give the channel. Like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up as well. I greatly appreciate all of that. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there making those profits, covering your profits, working hard out there, and achieving some financial freedom this year. And I'll see you guys, like I said, hopefully within the next couple days. But until then, take it easy, guys.